Let's move on to NBA, okay?
Yeah.
All right, NBA. Nice job. I was 3-0 last night. I went with I trusted my read on Boston, and that one cashed very, very nicely. I got to trust my reads in NBA. Again, I'm 12-6 now. Jim, you are also about 60% in NBA so far as well. Tonight is a kind of an interesting card. The first game, I'll tell you what I bet, and then you can tell me if you think that you agree with it and if I want to make an official pick. I did a great call on San Antonio, by the way, right? In their last game, you took them and they cashed. This game, though, I feel like maybe Orlando might be the play, getting 5.5. I mean, there are going to be games where the Spurs don't cover. This might be one of them. Orlando at home getting 5.5 is something that I bet. Spurs great ATS. But is this one of the games where they might be vulnerable for an ATS loss? Maybe, maybe not. What do you think?
It's such a tough game. I agree with you. I was hammering this for hours trying to figure out. Even the Magic are a tough team to figure out. Obviously, Aaron Gordon is a different player this year, and that's going to help them very much. They have 3 guys averaging over 20 points a game. The only other team to do that is the Warriors. Now, the Spurs are only allowing 93.2 points per game. LaMarcus Aldridge is averaging 26 a game. Yeah. Spurs are 117-33 with him in the lineup. And I've been impressed with Rudy Gay filling in for Kawhi. In saying all that stuff, it does feel like a letdown spot for the Spurs. You know the Magic are going to be so up for this game, whereas the Spurs won't be.
Why do you know the Magic are going to be up for this game?
Because of they lost so badly to the Spurs last year in the regular season, and that sticks with the team. And the Magic are trying to create a winning atmosphere, and a winning atmosphere in their dressing room. And Aaron Gordon and Vucevic were talking about how important it is to beat the Spurs and to show that they're for real. They're 3-1, 2-0 at home. I think they're going to be hugely up on this game.
All right. I will trust my read. I did bet it on the overnight line, and I will trust my read on it. I'll take Orlando plus 5.5, minus 107 right now at Pinnacle is the best line on that one. And I was also thinking maybe a shot with the over. I'm not exactly sure why the total is as low as it is. It's just 207. Obviously, both teams can. Orlando can be high scoring, and San Antonio can as well when they're playing a team that likes to play that way. Why do you think this total is so low?
It is suspiciously low.
Yes,
you're right. Because the Spurs have proven that they can play any which way. They can speed it up, and they put up 117 easily against the Heat because the Heat were trying to score.
All right, I'm going to hold off of the total for now, and on the total for now, and I will just give the Orlando Magic plus 5.5 minus 107. Another game that is interesting is Charlotte against Houston. Now, Houston is what kind of team are they? They're obviously having issues offensively. The question is that going to change at some point, or is that going to be an extended issue for them? Maybe people in the chat can comment, but their shooting numbers are down. I have to assume they're going to improve at least a little bit, somewhat in the relatively near future. Is that likely to happen here? I did bet Houston when it was 2.5 on the overnight line. Now it's up to 3. That might be a wrong bet, though. What do you think?
I think the Nene injury really hurts. Having Capella have to play these extended minutes. I mean, sure, he stepped in big with 16 points and 20 boards, but it's not the way they want to play. They don't want to have him out there for such long periods of time. I like the Hornets here. I think they've shown that they can play well at home. Kemba Walker has shown that he can play hard and give them difficult matchups. Now Howard meets his old team. He's coming off 4 straight 15 rebounds games. Now Malik Monk was a big difference maker. He needs to step up in Batum's absence. He put up 17 points against the Nuggets. If he can do that. Because my problem with the Hornets was that where are they going to get that extra offense with Batum out? And I know that Kid Gilchrist was coming back, and that would help. I just think the Hornets at home is a nice spot, and I'm also leaning towards the under. I was curious to what you thought about the under.
I don't know. I mean, it's just, at some point Houston's going to pick it up offensively, and I was thinking maybe about but obviously the issue here is just our read on Houston, and obviously our reads on Houston are a little bit wrong, and I'm definitely don't feel confident in my read on Houston here. I liked Charlotte at home in their last game, didn't have the balls to give it, so I understand why someone would like Charlotte as a home dog. I'm going to pass on this game. Jim, do you want to give any pick on this game?
I am definitely going to take the Hornets with the numbers. I like getting the points.
Plus 3, minus 108 is the best line right now at Pinnacle.
And I'm very, very interested in taking the under here, 211. I wonder what Justin Searcy says. He likes the under here. I think it's a good spot. Nathaniel Reynoso says without Ariza, the Hornets win. That's another issue with their three-point shooting is they don't have Ariza sitting in the corner waiting for the perfect spot. It's a tough one. It's a tough one, and I'm going to take both the Hornets. You know what? I'm just going to take the Hornets.
Okay. Hornets +3, -108 is the current best line on that one. Now let's move on to a huge game, right? Brooklyn and New York. Brooklyn and New York. The Knicks, of course, 0-3 ATS so far. That's probably going to turn around at some point because they do have some time. I mean, obviously the backcourt is going to have to improve, and will it improve? I'm not exactly sure, but obviously Enes Kanter and Porzingis is a formidable tandem up front. They're gonna get some covers at the very least at some point. Nets though. 4 in a row wins ATS. 2 of them were close, but 2 of them were not close. Very nice job by the Nets in those 4. One of the ones that was not close was their home win over Cleveland, which is one of my official picks in the NBA, Jim.
It was a great call.
Tonight, I'm thinking maybe this is a spot. Try to time a turnaround and try to time a better performance by the Knicks and maybe take the Knicks -2. What do you think, Jim? See if there's anyone in the chat who can comment on that.
I would, Sean Pham says New York will win by 8 or more.
Well, that would be nice. maybe I'll sell up to 7.5 and get a huge underdog line there.
Yeah, this is going to be a very interesting game. The issue is the Knicks 3-man backcourt. Right. Sessions, Hardaway, and Lee are looking terrible. I don't understand the $71 million that they gave to Hardaway. I'm with you. I love watching Porzingis and Kanter together. Yeah. They're going to have a nice future in New York. But the Knicks have the worst offense in the league, 93.3. That's 30 points a game less than the Nets.
Yeah.
30 points a game. And before we set up the parade route through Brooklyn, the Nets are allowing 119.2 points a game, and they're 0-2 on the road. So I was looking closely at the Knicks here, but I think that I know that D'Angelo Russell is not going to play again, but Dinwiddie looked very good, and they're moving at such a fast pace. Yeah. I was, my lean was under. Blake Kersey says I like Knicks on the first look. John Kerry says the over looks good. Searcy's asking if Russell's playing. He's not going to be playing. Big Boyum says Brooklyn wins by 7. Skooma Steve says Knicks look lost.
Yeah. I mean, there's a reason why the Knicks are such a small favorite here. If they didn't look lost, they'd be given 4.5 or something like that.
You're right. And Sean Pham's with you. He says matchup problems for the Nets.
I'm going to take it just because I'm deciding that as of right now, I'm going to trust my reads on the NBA, which has been a massive mistake at times in the past. But this year, my leans are doing even better than my regular picks. And if I had a little bit of balls, I'd have a mind-blowingly good record, except for just a good record over a small sample size. I'll take it. Knicks -2, -108 at Pinnacle. I'm going to take it.
I am going to dangerously and with some fear, I'm going to put in the under in this game. I'm going to take the under as an official pick.
Okay, the Knicks and the Nets on the under. Let me find it. 220.5 -105. Under 220.5 -105. Nets and Knicks under 220.5 -105. That is the current line at Pinnacle and a few other places as well. 5 dimes. 220.5 -105. You like that one, Jim?
I do. I think that backcourt of Sessions, Hardaway, and Lee will slow the game down. I think that the only way to do it is to slow the game down. Now, I know that Porzingis will be firing from all angles, and he could put up a huge game. I think now that they have tape on how this Nets offense is going to work without D'Angelo Russell, that the Knicks should be able to put some kind of a defensive front up. And I don't think the Knicks are scoring 93.3 points a game. Are they going to be able to put up 105, 110?
No, good point. Nice read there, Jim. All right, then the rest of the card. 2 games didn't have overnight lines, and 2 that did that I'm staying off of. Toronto and the Lakers. Obviously, the Lakers coming off of the big win against Washington. Now they're getting 6 points at home again. Toronto coming off the close loss to Golden State. Valanciunas and Nogueira still maybe banged up. And the Lakers are getting 6 points. I'm going to stay off of that game, although I guess maybe I'd have another lean to the Lakers getting all those points. Then Washington, Golden State. Very interesting. Golden State off another win, but ATS lost. Now 1-4. ATS on the year for Golden State. So this might set up for another 6 or 8 point win by Golden State. Another win, but straight up win. But ATS lost. I'm going to stay off of that one as well. Do you have anything to say about either of those, Jim?
Yeah, I'm going to stay off the Raptors-Lakers game as well. I need to keep watching them with Podol playing extended minutes. He had 11 offensive boards versus the Warriors.
Wow.
I was shocked by that. And the Lakers are a deep team. 6 guys averaging 13 points or better. I'm concerned. If I was going to lean, I would lean Lakers, and we had a really nice look on the Lakers when we had them over the Wizards.
Yes.
And then with Wizards and Warriors, it's another tough spot, and I could easily see the Wizards covering. The Wizards are talking about their improved bench with Jody Meeks, Mike Scott, and Tim Frazier. I mean, these guys are fringe players. They need Markieff Morris back badly. Kelly Oubre should not be filling in extended minutes. One of the reasons why I think that the Wizards are going to look good is that Livingston is out of the lineup. He's going to be at the funeral for Devin Harris's brother. So that I was interested with thinking that maybe Beal and Wall take it upon themselves to get in the scoring competition with the Warriors guards, but that plus 230, plus minus 230, it's too big. The over under is just too big. It just scares me.
Yeah, I'd have a slight lean to the under, but obviously Golden State with all their struggles is still going very high scoring this year. So I'm going to stay off that one. And I would have a slight lean to the Lakers getting 6 again, although it's not a great spot for the Lakers here. But yeah, I would be leaning at getting that many points. Lakers might be undervalued going forward, but I'm going to hold off on that one. That is a lean, though, and probably going to cash and be another lean that I will whine and complain about on Monday that I didn't give officially. All right, and then there were 2 games without overnight lines. I did not look at Denver, Atlanta, and OKC, Minnesota, although at first glance I'm thinking that the Denver-Atlanta game on the under might be worth the shot. Of course, Atlanta played last night against the Bulls. Very low scoring game, and Denver has been very modest scoring as well. So first glance, first thoughts would be to the under on that one. The other game, OKC and Minnesota, no opinion on it all. Jim, do you have anything to say about either of those games?
Well, yeah, I was interested by the line movement in the Thunder-Timberwolves. It opened at 214.5. It's gone all the way up to 217.5. I think that the under is the play here because the Wolves are going to get Jimmy Butler back into the system, and there's going to be some, it's going to slow the pace down a little bit, getting Butler back into the system. And Westbrook has been deferring a lot, and I still don't have a good read on this Thunder team, but I think we're going to have value fading them. Both teams are getting used to their new players. This line moving up to 217.5 is enough to make me want to take the under.
All right, but since we use 10 o'clock lines, I'm only seeing 216.5. Is that okay, or is
definitely?
That's all right. Thanks, Jim. Just because I like to use, but you will get 216.5 minus 102. All right, so Jim's going to take Minnesota under 216.5 minus 102. OKC and Minnesota. All right.
And that Nuggets-Hawks game is a tough spot. It's the Hawks home opener. They're going to get Schroeder back. The Hawks have beaten the Nuggets 4 straight times overall, 5 straight times at Phillips Arena. But it's one of those. It's like Millsap's coming back to play his old team. He's still trying to get comfortable with Jokic. But the Nuggets, man, did they look awful in their loss to Charlotte. They were down 62-39 at halftime. I'm going to leave this game alone, but my lean would certainly be the Nuggets bouncing back, but I just don't trust this team at this point.
Yeah, I wanted to take the Hornets on that one, but hey, guys, can you close the door? Thanks very much. All right, I wanted to take Charlotte on that one, but I didn't have the balls. All right, so in the NBA, we got Jim on Charlotte +3, the Nets under 220.5, and Minnesota under 216.5, and I'm on Orlando +5.5, and the Knicks -2, and that's it for the NBA, Jim. Right?
That's it. I mean, some comments. Super Lit thinks that the Timberwolves are the lock of the day.
Timberwolves at +2.
Yeah, and Minnesota is 5-4 against the spread, and OKC's 6-3 straight up, and 6 of the 8 games have gone under. I think that there's also Nathaniel Reynoso says Thunder to get revenge on Andrew Wiggins' winner.
Yeah, I mean, Minnesota has had two sort of eye-opening blowout losses where they lost against the spread by a mile in both of those games by like 20 points each. So something's up with Minnesota, and I'm going to have to do more research into that before I'm going to time a turnaround, because their last 2 games, they were way overvalued. Lost ATS by 20 points each game. Yeah. Not a good sign for Minnesota.
No, not a good sign.
ATS-wise, at least.
I think they're going to be a great team to fade until they get comfortable with Butler in the system.
Yeah.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now, we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.